Howdy everyone, it's Reese, aka Bearman Prime, on this October 22nd. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thank you again for joining me. God bless you all. Card in the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist. And please hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. I sure do appreciate it. Alright, so the last couple days we've been looking at Saul of Tarsus, the one who is destined and chosen by Jesus to proclaim the good news of the grace of God to the Gentiles, to the outside world at large. We've been following his exploits, how he was converted on the road to Damascus, how he's just full of zeal for God and just going around everywhere he can, proclaiming the good news everywhere he goes, in Damascus and Jerusalem, everywhere. So let's shift our focus once more, and we're going to go back to Acts chapter 9, the very last part of Acts chapter 9, and we're going to come back to Peter the apostle, right? So Acts 9, pick it up in verse 32. Peter was traveling through all the areas around Jerusalem, and he stopped to visit the believers who lived in Lydda. There he met a man named Aeneas, who was paralyzed and had not been able to get out of bed for the past 8 years. Peter said to him, "Aeneas, Jesus Christ heals you. Get up and make your bed." He stood up immediately. All the people living in Lydda and on the plain of Sharon saw him, and they decided to follow the Lord. In the city of Joppa, there was a follower of Jesus named Tabitha. Her Greek name, Dorcas, means a deer. She was always doing good things for people and giving money to those in need. While Peter was in Lydda, Tabitha became sick and died. They washed her body and put it in an upstairs room. The followers in Joppa heard that Peter was in Lydda, which was not far away. So they sent 2 men who begged him, "Hurry, please come quickly." Peter got ready and went with them. When he arrived, they took him to the upstairs room. All the widows stood around him. They were crying and showing him the coats and other clothes that Tabitha had made during her time with them. Peter sent all the people out of the room. He knelt down and prayed. Then he turned to Tabitha's body and said, "Tabitha, stand up." She opened her eyes. When she saw Peter, she sat up. He gave her his hand and helped her stand up. Then he called the believers and the widows into the room. He showed them Tabitha. She was alive. People everywhere in Joppa learned about this, and many people believed in the Lord. Peter stayed in Joppa for many days at the home of a man named Simon, who was a leather worker. All right, so we end chapter 9 there with just another example of the power the Holy Spirit has granted to the apostles in this time. Peter is in one city, that's Lydda. He heals a paralyzed man, Aeneas, gets him out of bed after, 8 years. And then we learn about this woman, Tabitha, who's, obviously a very devoted follower of Jesus, always helping those in need. Just a good woman, it sounds like. But unfortunately, she gets sick and dies, right? And then they send for Peter, probably to, read her last rites or to, help with the burial process, eulogize her, whatever. They probably didn't expect him to raise her from the dead. But that's exactly what he did. He prayed and then turned to Tabitha's body and said, "Stand up." And she did, brought her back from the dead. And that's exactly what the Holy Spirit does for all of us. Not physically, of course, but the Holy Spirit brings us back from death spiritually. When we're born dead spiritually, right? There is a hole in our hearts where the Spirit should be, and it will never be filled until we accept the Holy Spirit. When we accept the good news, the Holy Spirit will enter us and fill that void, and what was dead becomes alive once again. All right, well, that's all for today. We'll pick it up there tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow.